On Global TV News Express. Tinubu backs local weapons production to strengthen war on terrorism. In business, Federation account shares highest ever 2 trillion naira allocation. On the foreign scene, Guinea junta suspends 3 key political parties ahead of referendum. And finally in sports, Nigeria names 31-man squad for crucial World Cup qualifiers. Hello and welcome to all our viewers in Nigeria and around the world to News Express on Global Television. Coming to you live from the nation's capital, Abuja, I am Priscilla Obasi. A quick reminder that Global Television is on DSTV channel 365 and Star Times 276. Now the news in detail. President Bola Tinubu has emphasized the importance of producing military hardware locally, calling it vital for Nigeria's security and long-term development. Speaking at the graduation of Course 33 of the National Defense College in Abuja, he praised the institution's research culture while pledging to complete its permanent site in POE. The president, represented by Vice President Kashim Shettima, urged graduates to support his administration's renewed hope agenda by strengthening national institutions and contributing to security reforms. Moving on, the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, has formally presented certificates of return to victors of the August 16 by-elections, marking the official induction of new senators and House of Representatives members. The ceremony took place at INEC's Abuja headquarters, with national commissioners overseeing the process for their respective regions. Aniete Patrick brings us more.
The newly elected Senator of Anambra South, Emmanuel Nwachukwu, expressed his commitment to transformative leadership. He emphasized tackling the region's environmental challenges, noting Anambra South, often called Nigeria's erosion capital, demands urgent action.
My promise is that they will feel well represented this time around, very well represented. And we want to be able to separate representation from philanthropy, because what normally happens is that because of poverty in the land, representatives are measured by how much they give out.
The APC Senator-elect for Edo Central, Joseph Ikpe, vowed to honor his constituents' trust, succeeding Monday Okpebholo, who stepped down to pursue Edo's governorship. The story was not different from Omosade Igbenedion, the APC member-elect for Ovie Federal Constituency in Edo, who also received her certificates, thanking President Bola Tinubu, the Edo State Governor, and her constituents.
Everything is already with us, and we will implement them in accordance with how it comes. So I want to assure my people that I will not disappoint them, and that all the necessary things that are available in the Senate seats, I've made it available for them accordingly.
Today, this is the culmination of all that hard work, so I'm glad it paid off. I want to thank His Excellency, the President of our country, His Excellency Bola Ahmed Tinubu, for giving us all the support in the APC. Indeed, this is my first time contesting on this platform, and it was amazing.
INEC further announced that certificates of return for newly elected state assembly members will be issued on Friday by resident electoral commissioners at the state offices. Aniete Patrick, reporting for Global TV.
A new digital tool has been unveiled to track the performance of Nigeria's lawmakers, known as Deliberative Barometer, covering the first session of the 10th National Assembly. The digital tool evaluates the plenary contributions of all 469 federal lawmakers between June 2023 and June 2024, measuring debates, motions, bills, and petitions, and committee reports. Our national correspondent, Aniete Patrick, brings us more.
At a public ceremony in Abuja, The ELGAF Africa Legislative Governance and Policy Innovation Hub, in partnership with civil society groups, launched the Deliberative Barometer and Policy Focus Productive Report. According to the findings by the President, ELGAF Africa Legislative Governance and Policy Innovation Hub, Chibuzo Okereke, the House of Representatives recorded over 4,200 legislative actions, while the Senate logged more than 2,200. Security, economy, and education emerged as top focus areas. However, the report also revealed that 4% of senators and 12% of representatives recorded zero legislative actions during the period. Meanwhile, top performance included Senate Leader Opeyemi Bamidele and Deputy Speaker Benjamin Kalu, led in the House with more than 100.
Within the data framework we have built, you can know that this member, since he came in the first session, all he has done is to second motion only, or to, or he also shows you the legislators who have not said a word throughout the first session of the National Assembly, which we classify as lawmakers with zero legislative actions within that period. And those who are top performing legislators.
The Speaker of the House of Representatives, ably represented by Cyril Hart, says the barometer is a mirror for lawmakers as it challenges members to raise the standard of representation, lawmaking, and oversight.
This platform tracks the productivity of lawmakers and evaluates policy, and it is a tool that can advance democratic growth in measurable ways. This compels us to constantly raise the standard of representation, lawmaking, and oversight by spotlighting legislative outputs.
This report gives Nigerians a scorecard to evaluate their lawmakers and ensure that Parliament works for the people. For ELGAF Africa, its partners, the tool is a step towards strengthening Nigerians' democracy. Anieti Patrick, reporting for Global TV.
As Nigeria continues to grapple with rising unemployment and economic hardship, more citizens are stressing the need for young people to embrace skill acquisition as a pathway to survival and success. Ubong Usoro completes this report.
According to the National Bureau of Statistics, youth unemployment and underemployment remain among the country's biggest challenges, with millions of graduates unable to secure formal jobs. Experts believe that diversifying into digital, social, and vocational skills is the most practical way for Nigerian youth to remain productive and competitive in today's economy. Citizens across the country emphasize that skill acquisition remains a key solution to underemployment and economic hardship, noting that education alone may no longer be enough to guarantee survival.
You can see that Nigeria is changing drastically, and today for every upcoming professional you just have to update yourself.
In this day and age, people should have skills because it is required in so many areas of the economy. Yeah, if you have skill, you can operate in so many sectors of the economy.
Digital skills such as programming, web development, social media management, alongside vocational trades like plumbing, tailoring, and carpentry would help young people become self-reliant and reduce dependency on white-collar jobs. Youth must take advantage of available training opportunities to upgrade themselves for the challenges of today's economy.
It's very, very important for our youths to be skilled, because I myself am a product of being skilled before going to school. And right now, if you ask me where my certificate, I won't even remember where, because I'm feeding from that skill. I've lived so much from being a skilled worker.
Stakeholders believe that promoting skill acquisition will bridge the underemployment gap, boost innovation, and enhance the nation's economic development. Ubong Usoro for Global Television.
The grip of drugs on Nigeria's young population is threatening turning what was once a hidden issue into a national emergency. Beyond damaged health, the crisis is tearing families apart, fueling insecurity and threatening the future of the country. Sama Odi completes this report.
The National Drug Law Enforcement Agency reveals that more than 14 million Nigerians are entangled in drug abuse. And with majority age between 15 and 35, the menace is no longer silent. It has exploded into public health and security challenge. Experts say that dangers stretch far beyond addiction itself. School dropouts, mental health disorder, violent crimes, and rising unemployment are all linked to this growing surge.
There is need for what we call a national emergency should be declared. Because if care is not taken, we will likely have to build psychiatric hospital in every local government in Nigeria now. Because the way the addict is increasing is really an alarming rate.
From codeine to tramadol and cannabis, the substance is replacing ambition with addiction, draining the nation's human capital.
It affects mentally. It can lead so many things.
And so in the life of youth, it is causing more harm than any other thing you might think of. And so my advice to the youth is to run away from drugs.
While the government, healthcare workers, and civil society groups continue awareness campaigns, the fight is far from easy. With peer pressure, unemployment, and even social media fueling the crisis, many argue that urgent and united action is the only way to rescue Nigerian youths before it's too late. Samuel Odi for Global Television News.
Proper sanitation and environmental hygiene have been identified as critical in preventing the spread of Lassa fever. Dr. Aisha Ladan Musa of Federal Medical Center Abuja, who made this known in an exclusive interview with Global Television, emphasized that the best protection remains simple hygiene and public awareness. Our correspondent Zara Nazir reports.
Lassa fever is an acute viral illness and hemorrhagic fever caused by the Lassa virus. It is endemic to parts of West Africa, particularly Nigeria, Guinea, Sierra Leone, and Liberia. The virus is primarily transmitted to humans through contact with the urine or feces of infected multimammat rats or through direct contact with an infected person's bodily fluids. Dr. Aisha Ladam, Federal Medical Center Abuja, explained that raising community awareness and educating people on how the disease is transmitted remains essential strategies in reducing infections. The doctor said the greatest knowledge is knowing how to prevent Lassa fever, not just how to cure it.
The prevention goes beyond we individual. It starts from awareness. Okay, so the most important thing in Lassa fever is community awareness. We have to inform educate the people on mode of transmission, the causal organism, and how it is transmitted from one to another. Because the greatest knowledge is how to prevent, is not how to cure. Yes, so as outside that, also environmental and environmental factors also play a role, like sanitation.
In Abuja, some residents said they are already taking preventive measures by covering their food, maintaining good hygiene, and keeping rats away from their homes.
I know Lassa fever as a disease that causes harm to the human immune system. By making sure you are staying in a clean environment, because it's being transmitted by rats. So if you are living in an environment that is very dirty, they would easily have access to your environment, and then they would easily...
I know it's a disease caused by rodents that comes out of rat and it's really from the rat class. Avoiding deaths, because they come around deaths, they come, and when the time they also come around deaths, they feed on your food that you keep in your kitchen or wherever on your dining, and then you also have to also protect yourself from your dispenser.
I know it's one of the deadly fever that keep people fast, and I know it's introduced from rats, are not keeping our food very well, are not covering our foodstuff or other things.
Public health issues pose a huge challenge in Nigeria, putting more pressure on the country's already overstretched healthcare systems. However, the outbreak of Lassa fever has further complicated the situation. Zahra Unasir reporting for Global TV News.
Beauty practices are dividing opinions and raising health concerns. In Nigeria, skin bleaching is on the rise, with more men and women using lightening products despite the dangers. Why is this trend growing so fast? Our correspondent, Sadia Yakubu, takes a closer look at beauty trend that is popular as it is controversial.
World Health Organization says skin bleaching reduces the presence of melanin, a pigment responsible for skin color, protecting the skin from UV light. When melanin levels decrease due to bleaching, the skin becomes more vulnerable to harmful UV light. This could put more people at greater risk of sun damage and possible conditions such as melanoma. A number of countries have banned the use of skin bleaching products because of the dangers associated with them. In 2006, the Food and Drug Administration, FDA, trusted sources.
That's supposed to. When God has created you, you have to be on your color. God likes you in that way. But children nowadays, they want to change their color. And that is why you see cancer, all manner kind of disease in the body now.
In 2006, the Food and Drug Administration trusted source also issued a notice that over-the-counter skin bleaching products are not recognized as safe and effective. The products were deemed not safe for human use based on a review of evidence.
Yeah, I don't know. Sometimes maybe they feel what God has given them is not good enough. And because of the fashion and what is in vogue, which on a norm is not right. Because when you bleach, you are removing some layers of your skin.
Peer pressure also plays a major role in schools, on the streets, and within social cycles. Many Nigerians have faced direct or subtle encouragement to tone or glow up.
I believe, number one, when somebody bleach, another person wants to be like them. It's a cause. Another thing that causes it is some people, that is what their partners want. So their partner will tell them to go and do it.
But it's not just about vanity. For some, skin tone affects economic opportunities. Some job seekers believe lighter skin gives them a competitive edge in the workplace. In some communities, marriage prospects are influenced by skin tone. Fair skin is still wrongly considered more attractive, especially for women.
The causes of skin bleaching among Nigerian citizens are complex, rooted in history, reinforced by media and fueled by social and economic pressure. But as the movement for self-love and body positivity gains momentum, many are beginning to reject harmful beauty standards and embracing their natural skin. Sadia Yakubu, Global Television.
As the week winds down, many Nigerians are already making plans for how to spend their weekend. From rest and relaxation to celebration and even extra work, weekends mean different things to different people. Our correspondent, Salma Udi, reports.
For some, weekend is a chance to escape the hustle of work, school and traffic, a time to rest, recharge and get ready for new week.
I wake up and see myself alive, so the weekend has been spent already. So I'm so happy that I'm alive. Some people died today, some people they are in hospital, a lot of injuries up and down. But whether good or bad, we're alive, so we thank God for everything. So the weekend is fine already.
I'm doing it because I'm alive today. As God created me and I'm alive, I'm a family member, I'm alive. That's why I'm just happy to spend my holiday today.
But for some, weekend means weddings, church services, family hangouts, or simple exploring fun spots in the communities.
Sunday is the only time we have together, and I'm married, I have a son, and after church we'll be in the meeting together, and before you know it, the weekend is over.
My weekend is just at work. I didn't go anywhere.
Okay. So
but yesterday night I was in church throughout. Till this morning, yeah. I just came back from church now before to work.
So I go and relax because I spend my effort in the night, so I have to go and relax as of now.
Despite the rising cost of living, Nigerians are still finding creative and affordable ways to enjoy their weekends, whether through outdoor get-togethers, home activities, or just unwinding with loved ones.
Even a gari, if I get, I'll go manage myself, so that we don't get choice. Well, don't take. Since where this government enter, in fact, everything no go, go as we expected. Yes, this government, in fact, we really they're in trouble.
But before now, they like to come out with them.
No. Since where this government enter, now don't stop carry them out. I'm not doing worry. We go around.
At the end of the day, weekends are what you make of them, whether for work or for play. The goal is to balance. Samuel Odi for Global Television News.
You're watching the live broadcast of News Express. When News Express returns, Guinea Johnson suspends 3 parties ahead of referendum. Details coming shortly, plus business and sports stories on the other side of this break. Please stay with us. Welcome back. Thank you very much for staying with us. If you're just tuning in, this is News Express on Global Television. Now we are in the business news. The Federation Account Allocation Committee has shared a record of 2.001 trillion naira among Nigeria's federal, state and local governments for July 2025, the highest monthly allocation so far. Officials said the distributable revenue comes from statutory resources, including VAT, the electronic money transfer levy, and exchange gains after deductions and savings. From the pool, the federal government received 735 billion naira, states got 660 billion naira, and local councils 485 billion naira, while oil producing states took 120 billion naira as derivation. On the foreign scene, Guinea's military junta has suspended 3 major political parties, including that of former President Alpha Condé, for 3 months. The junta claims the parties failed to comply with rules ahead of the September 21 constitutional referendum. The decision, however, has sparked criticism from opposition figures who say the move is aimed at silencing dissent. Still on the foreign scene, in response to a formal invitation by the Malawian authorities, the High Representative, who doubles as the Vice President of the European Commission, Kaja Kallas, has deployed an election observation mission to observe the general elections scheduled for September 16, 2025. The High Representative has appointed Lucia Annunziata, member of the European Parliament, as Chief Observer. Uyi Abumefebe reports.
EU Chief Observer Lucia Annunziata said the team deployed has already been briefed and equipped for the task they are in Malawi to perform.
Our 28 long-term observers are ready to be deployed across Malawi, working in pair in 14 teams of 2. They will observe the campaign and preparation for the election, as well as voting, counting and tabulation, in line with EU well-established standard election observation methodology.
European Union Deputy Chief Observer Anne Malboro explained the scope of work the EU observation mission will carry out before, during and after the election.
So we're going to observe all aspects of the electoral process. That's everything from voter registration to candidate nomination to the conduct of the campaign, participation of marginalized groups such as women and persons with disabilities, the actual conduct of voting, polling, closing, counting, as well as the resolution of electoral disputes.
European Union Election Observation Mission is expected to provide a comprehensive, independent and impartial assessment of the electoral process based on international and regional standards for democratic elections. Uyi Agmofwegbe reporting for Global TV News.
In sports, Super Eagles of Nigeria's coach Eric Shell has unveiled a 31-man provisional squad for the September's crucial World Cup qualifiers against Rwanda and South Africa. The list includes stars like Victor Osimhen, Wilfred Ndidi and Alex Iwobi, alongside new call-ups from the Unity Cup winning team. With just 7 points from 6 games, Nigeria must win both matches to revive hopes of topping the group and qualifying automatically for the 2026 World Cup. As Global TV News Express comes to an end, here is a recap of our top stories. We told you President Bola Tinubu has emphasized the importance of producing military hardware locally, calling it vital for Nigeria's security and long-term development. In business, we told you the Federation Account Allocation Committee has shared a record of 2.001 trillion naira among Nigeria's federal, state and local government for July 2025, the highest monthly allocation so far this year. On the foreign scene, we told you Guinea's military junta has suspended 3 major political parties, including that of former President Alpha Conde, for 3 months. And finally, in sports, we told you Super Eagles of Nigeria coach Eric Shell has unveiled a 31-man provisional squad for September's crucial World Cup qualifiers against Rwanda and South Africa. And that is it on Global TV News Express. A quick reminder that Global Television is on DSTV channel 365 and Star Times channel 276. Kindly follow us across all social media platforms now showing on your screen using the handle at Global TV NG. I am Priscilla Obasi. Thank you very much for watching. Good evening.